Didn't even mention that King Kai was turning up. We didn't. We were.
Is he? Where is he at?
Where is King Kai?
Oh, shit.
So, Kai, word has it you're doing some arms with me today.
We can do that.
All I got to do today, this is my last workout proper one, yeah? I just got to do 4 bicep exercises, 4 tricep exercises, and that's it, yeah, 2 sets of each.
I like the way he takes charge from the beginning. You get that?
No,
he was like, let me show you how we do it. I ain't have a pre-workout yet.
No, but we're gonna twist the video though. We're gonna twist the video because
twist it.
That's all that I require. I want actually the rest of it now. So the decision on exercise selection is Kai's. So he gets to choose 4. It doesn't matter what order we do them. We can do a bi then a try. We can do all bi then all try. I don't mind. This is a chance for you to see Kai Greene's favourite 4 exercises for arms.
Oh wow!
And it's an honour because this is my last actual. I've got a light body pump tomorrow, but this is my last actual workout before the Olympia. The only requirements for me is I've only got to do 2 sets on each and 4 exercises on each.
Wow, this is like a master's class in how you handle your situation when you're handling the situation. I like that. You just laid it out in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm not gonna do. And this is where you can work with it in between. I get you, brother. That's what's up.
We're gonna call it the exclusive 8.
The exclusive 8.
Yeah. So we're limited to 8 exercises: 4 on bicep, 4 on tricep. So if Kai can only choose 4 and 4 a week out from the Olympia, what does Kai choose? And that is what we're doing today.
That's a trick question. That's a loaded question. Well, in fact, I can see a little clearer now since I happen to be sipping on, a little bit of the nectar of the gods here as I'm slowly coming to life.
The reason I say that I don't mind is because I actually do have more faith than he has in himself this minute. Because I know the exercises he chooses are not going to be silly. Because when you have this much experience, like I said, he's walked the walk. He knows I'm a week out, not even a week out. So he's not going to go, let's go do barbell curls with fucking 100 pounds.
Actually they have glute curls.
Yeah.
Well, it's both of us together, we hold on to the same bar though.
We hold on to the same bar like when Eddie and the strongmen do their double deadlift.
Yeah, we won't do no shit like that.
Listen, it's about, today really is just about having some fun and getting some blood in the arms. What else can I say? We're a few days out, 3 days out from the Olympia. Head up to Orlando tomorrow. My only wish is that Kai was coming and doing the Olympia as well, but maybe another time. Maybe I'll be there convinced.
Jokes, man.
We're at Redcon1 Gym. Fucking fantastic gym. I have to swear because I'm British. I've loved training here every day. It's got such a vast array of equipment. I'm sure Kai would absolutely agree with me that you're kind of spoilt for choice in here. No 2 workouts even have to look the same. You can literally do 3-4 weeks of training and not touch the same equipment. So,
they got a lot of nice new equipment
really good.
too. Yeah, man. Yeah. I like to start warming up my elbows only because there's a lot of wear and tear on mine over the years.
Training under his belt.
So with that said, technically I personally would enjoy using a rope.
Yeah, perfect.
I know you're a rope master, arm training master extraordinaire over here.
Like I say, I knew today would be quite fun because I haven't had an opportunity to really catch up with Kai to this level. We've had a couple of discussions and it's been great. So, but it'll be interesting because obviously after the show, I've definitely said to Kai that I'll come in and love to do one of his actual sessions. So we'll have that come up as well, and that'll be great. It'll be very different, and I imagine I'll be probably laying on the floor in no time. He certainly has endurance. I do quite a few little feeders, get everything connected, get warm. It might be 3 or 4 rounds before I even start touching the weight that I find I work with, but I'm happy to do that. So you might find that I pyramid up and then I find the weight after 3 or 4, and then that's it. My 2 sets will come out at that point. That's typically how. Kind of a form establisher first, So get that feel.
A lot of people this time around, when they're this close to competition, they are like almost zombie. That is not the case today.
I find it hard to be a zombie because of I think what it is because it's the situation. It's the Olympia. Even if you have no energy, you have energy because what it means. I imagine if you think back to 2009, your first Olympia, I know that you were training really hard because I remember you were filming, but you always found that energy. And you just do, because you feel grateful to even be on that stage. So there will always be something, even if I'm running on fumes. It just says, shows, I know it sounds cheesy, but the strength of passion is a fuel that you just can't underestimate.
Now see this right here? Believe it or not, I feel this in my elbows from the word go.
Yeah.
So if I don't take a minute, set myself, get into myself, start to have that conversation, that's call and response inside of myself, I wouldn't.
Sure, man. You're like,
I'd be misled. I'd mislead myself down the wrong track. That's what's up. Because I'm training with you right now, that is exactly running through my mind. Get it.
you notice we're getting really good range of motion here as well, guys. Like, we're letting the forearm really rise up, so you get that full stretch on the tricep.
Now sometimes we'll be short. We want to be short with these reps. We're trying to do some things that I think for this moment don't apply. So in this case, because I want to go through a full range of motion, because I'm looking for complete development. I'm looking for quality activation. Now I got a little blood in my elbows, so this doesn't hurt. But with this though, I'm able to start talking. Do you do these normally, or how do you feel about them?
I do all different dips, but I haven't done these for a while, but I quite like the fact that they force the scapula back. Because I actually didn't really think about it, but then when I was just watching you do them, because of your hands having to come here, it braces you in a really good position, which sometimes you can fall out of in the dip.
Ah.
So that's actually something I've just come to figure. Because I was actually going to ask the question then, is this your preferred variation of dip? So it's good because you can, I feel like a dip's better when you extend behind you rather than in front. Takes it, there's no delt, more extension of the tricep. So that makes a lot of sense. It's actually, it's almost like I'm having a little bit of a revelation as to a dip variation that I could actually reincorporate into my training. So that's great. I'm actually really happy you've done this.
Oh, yeah. Man, praise him. About to start shouting. I want to get the little dance going. Hey! Now, I try to think about these exclusively for triceps. You know, dip, when I'm doing dips, even though I know dips are, these days I try to think more along the lines of my chest when I'm doing dips, which means I'm a lot more conscious of opening up.
Yeah, that's kind of cage expansion.
Yeah. 10,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to do a set, but I'm probably going to put like just a 20 on my chest thing, just so that I hit around, if that's okay, Kai.
Yes.
So, so basically I'm just going to aim for that kind of 12 to 15 mark. So just a little bit more load, nothing too crazy, because it is actually it's so isolated and difficult anyway. You're not going to need excessive weight on this, for sure. You know, you're asking too much.
Now, I don't normally do these. In fact, I have never, I'm going to tell you this on camera. Can we talk? I have never done bench tricep dips. That's what we call it.
This is a PR. Yeah, it's a personal
that's
record.
Right. Exactly.
Exclusive to Redcon1 channel.
You know what? How better to celebrate this day, this monumental day, without.
Will you pass it, sir?
You know.
You did it for me. Let's be
careful. All right.
Is that okay there?
There we go. We are good.
I love the stretch on this as well. So you'll notice, guys, with this, because of the angle that Kai's chose to actually stabilize at, he's allowing himself to have that real full range of motion with those forearms coming down and meeting the shoulder. You're not going to get a better stretch than that, which again is something I advocate heavily, is range of motion.
10, 11,
10, 11.
Sometimes this exercise, when you do it, you can like, if you're not trying to go too heavy, you can almost like afford yourself the opportunity to kind of appreciate the beauty in how activating the muscle forces this movement to actually work mechanically. Yep. Believe it or not, it crosses the shoulder joint. And it is the #1 reason why when you execute overhead exercises like this one, that you're able to activate your tricep. You know, your tricep isn't just what's responsible for extending your elbow joint, but you also have extension that occurs with its relationship to your scapula and how your upper arm bone is actually helped to move in performing any exercise where your hands are up over your head.
This arm is not forward, it's actually leaning back and stretching towards the ceiling. So it's fully stretched, it's not in front of him. It's following the angle of his spine. Nice neutral, stable position.
And every rep we're able to reset, not just blast through trying to get 15 reps, 1, 2, 3, with these inconsistent ranges of motion.
But you're just eliminating other factors like shoulders and stuff by getting that nice. See how like Kai's right over the bench, letting his arms almost hang vertical. So he's using the top of the bench and then we're just curling up. Yes. Elbow stays back. Nice. Incline Curl, 6. Such a good exercise because he's got full stretch on that bicep at the bottom. So again, we're talking about range of motion. Because the elbow is set back behind the chest, you're able to fully lengthen that bicep. And because you're using dumbbells, there's no block, there's no obstruction. So if we were using a bar is good obviously, but there's limitation because our core would prevent us to get this kind of stretch. So when you're trying to take that bicep through this extreme, great range of motion with good form, there's not really anything better than an incline dumbbell curl, really. That's it, 10. That's how good it's hitting me. It's one of them exercises. Just.
You notice he wasn't swinging, he wasn't doing none of. It was just straight up. If I went up now, it would only be because I knew I was on camera and I was trying to.
Honestly, you don't need to, do you?
No. That's very easy.
It's that isolated. Like I dropped from 15 to 10 reps in one set. That's how the direct fatigue is. It's great. Like I just said, he would only go up if he was trying to show off. And he's not. He's literally working that muscle perfectly with this weight. Ideal. So if you didn't, fathom that from some of the things I've said, please listen and take that into consideration because you're going to have healthier biceps and better looking biceps in the long run.
Are you opposed to doing a 21.
Oh, I'm happy to do 21. I haven't done them in a while, but I'm happy to do 21. We go old school. I can say old school because that is old school. That's pre.
What?
That's pre Kai. That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger era. So we've done 21s, guys. If you don't know what these are, Rev's been hiding. 7 reps, 3 rep ranges. A very, very. Say like an original. Oh, that's quite now. What ranges of motions do you like to do first? Because obviously you've got a choice here.
So
do you like doing short first or long
So I
first?
started from the bottom to the middle.
Yeah.
7.
And then
From the middle to the top,
and then 4.
and then 4.
Sorry, you're gonna get a lot of blood in here. This is gonna force a lot of blood because obviously you've got that like it's kind of iso tension, especially when you're like here to here, because you're not letting up. You're keeping the tension on the bicep. But then the stretch position feels good as well. And then the fall is just gonna be hard because you've pre-fatigued. So it's gonna be great.
7. 2. Beautiful. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Beautiful. 6. 7. All right. 1. Come on. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7.
Imagine this. Imagine this. Like when you watch Kai do these curls, if you stand side on Kyle. So Kyle's so it's almost like someone's put a metal rod right through here.
The elbows,
Because this literally stays fixed. There's no. It's all in the bicep. Same with the incline curl. You'll notice that he's so braced. So, despite the fact that this movement wants you to do momentum, he's resilient, and that resilience keeps the emphasis on the muscle group maximum. So therefore, you don't have to lift heavier. You make more with less because the accuracy is so phenomenal.
I try to go out with my heavy straight bar curl.
Yeah.
Because for me, then I am able to use my front delt. I'm able to use my back. I'm able to,
It's like an all-round conditioning.
But that's after though I've already really got a chance to speak to my biceps with incline, with preacher, with both heads of my bicep. I've been able to kind of just work, so that now when I drop that mass builder like that in there, it's a nuke. And even if it does get my traps in there, if it does get my, it does what it's supposed to do.
It doesn't hurt if all the preliminary rounds have been taken in accordance to suit that situation, It's like I deadlift at the end of my back workout.
Yeah.
Because I've got my lats are warm, my hamstrings are warm, my traps are warm. Then I can pull shit and I know I'm kind of safe and everything's warmed up.
Bicep curl?
Yeah.
Favorite bicep curl? Do you have anyone in particular?
No, but I quite like I don't know what your thought is on having something now with the arm kind of up and extended.
Yeah.
So I know you've got like a preach curl where the elbow is high. You can do double hand or single
You
hand.
like that machine?
I haven't tried this one.
Well, come on with it, man. Don't be scared. Show me. I want to learn, bro.
And I can lock it down and. Because I feel this more like here.
Brachialis.
Because it's kind of firing a little bit over itself.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this will fatigue quite quick, even though it's not heavy. Just because I can feel that the biceps get everything, nothing else is working. Yeah, see it?
Nice. Do you find it's hard to kind of tap into the ugly when you're with the camera here and
I can do ugly.
the lights and the cameras and shit?
I can do ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see after. We'll do some sessions after though. There'll be some ugly.
Yeah.
There'll be some real ugly. So when you train your last leg day, normally you need at least, I would say you need a week to 9 days without hammering them to allow them to truly look their best. So little things like that. I like to talk about that because these are actually things that after the show that these are some of the conversations that I'll probably have with Kai because I am interested in some of the intricacies.
That's a great thing to anticipate when you've done the work.
Yeah,
you know,
if you're not in shape.
You know, when you're not, yeah. So for the enthusiasts that may be listening, you know, just like sometimes in this common day, a lot of people spend a lot more time focusing on what they might have heard you say that validates working less in an effort to expect and achieve more. Just wanted to take a minute and address that idea. If you are the hungry athlete, the aspiring personal development enthusiast that is listening and looking for an answer to how you should think about approaching something as simple as that leg training department, you're thinking, hey, well, if I just lay off them for 9 days, I should become, maybe that's the secret to becoming more separated and developed in detail. That works when you've done the work, when you're supposed to, you know. And that's also a reason why we wanted to point out, to your credit, when you're talking about being recognized as a thinker, you know. Nowhere in any of the video have I seen, nor in our experience today, while on the gym floor, have I seen you present yourself as an athlete that's ready to pick things up and just put them down for no descript reason. You sound very methodical in your approach. Not only to your training, but also with your life. You know, there's so much value that's offered in your example of how you make that a matter of fact in your everyday action. So thank you for being able to express that, not just in what you say, but in what you're doing.
I'm happy to spend my time and energy forming an even stronger relationship with this endeavor because I know it just brings me joy. It brings me joy, and it brings me joy to interacting with other people who also walk the walk and have done it. It makes me grateful of where I am now currently in life because I know how hard these gentlemen have worked to get it because I've experienced it. And they've got accomplishments I'm yet wishing to achieve. But even just where I'm at, you know, first Olympia, which is big, it's big, and I know I'm just humbled. I'm humbled by other people that are in this position because, like I say, I've lived it firsthand. We've all had bumps in the road, but the one thing we have in common is that we've remained in love with what we do, despite it all. We've remained consistent, and we haven't quit. And I just like that. It's what it is. I just enjoy it. I like having something that I know that I'll never quit because it's my purpose in life. You know, for now at least, and even beyond. Like after, like I say, like Kai says, there will come a day maybe where the training itself takes not a backseat, but isn't the same. But the love and the passion and the understanding and the knowledge will continue and carry me into my next stage of life.
You sound like a thinking, working mind in the field, you know, while doing, and I think that really is what I recognize as the biggest color of your approach to this game, you know. And right now, between you and me, I think that is one of the things that's going to make for your longevity and your ability to be able to not only experience quality development with your career beyond this point, you know, but then also your life and the better quality product of the things you're able to do continuing this thing forward. You know, there's a lot of people that'll be in the trenches of the experience and they will lose hope.
Yeah.
And as a result of losing hope, they will give up.
Yeah.
And their experience of failure will not be because of any reason other than the fact that they just stopped trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, that example that Dorian brought to the stage that year was something that was just so deserving of being highlighted, because at the end of the day, the testimony of, yeah, man, you know what? I tore this thing, but other people would have said, you know what, I'm not going to stay on this diet anymore. They said, I'm not even going to show up.
Anyone else would have called it a day.
Yep.
Especially in 96 when Dorian had the multiple tears. He came in and he just kept that chin up, chest high,
Yep.
and did what he could. And
Not just that day,
no, every day.
but every day, because he stayed on his diet. He stayed with everything. He followed everything. He followed
that's
his
how
protocol.
You know, that's how you know that some people are they're just wired differently, and that's what it takes to be someone that you speak about in 100 years' time. Crazy. We will be speaking about Dorian in 100 years' time.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I typically just do hammers like this, kind of just keep the body a bit fixed and just squeeze. Let my arm come right down. I actually flex the tricep at the bottom a bit.
Limit.
I can't get it beyond there unless I cheat. And on today I wouldn't. Another day I would maybe squeeze up a bit.
So the people at home know he was letting you know he knows his limits, and he's showing you how he executes that with discipline.
That's a bit of a similar. Obviously Kai likes the slightly more cross-body alternating approach.
Yeah, but mine ain't served me as well as yours have yet. I'm still running behind those.
Feel that there, guys. It's like a brick. It actually helps with the tricep to bicep kind of split. Gives you a lot of detail on those back shots and
right.
twisted quarter shots.
Believe it or not, that readable bicep shot is spoken to tremendously when you have this development, which is one of those areas where, like, I feel like a guy like Phil Heath really excelled. I mean, if you saw his readable bicep shot from elbow to elbow, now I studied the damn thing. I mean, you know, I had to, you know, I mean.
It's the T-line, isn't it? That T-line, so the upper back, shoulders, arms, there's like a line that runs right through. And obviously,
Elbow to elbow, yeah.
yeah, and there's obviously the brachial head, plus on top of the tricep having that separation. The more lines you've got in your arm, like kind of running horizontally, the more impressive they kind of look, especially from the back. So.
Shit, that looks pretty. You added a little twist to that.
Yeah, I saw you and I thought, you know what, let's
Excellent. Beautiful.
At the end of the day, bodybuilding's a game of not just like symmetry, silhouette, and separation. It's also a game of like detail and who has. I've seen people who don't necessarily have the most size, but have the most going on within the silhouette place very well, because it's very impressive to see a lot of separation and a lot of detail.
Which is exactly why Lee Labrada, if you ever see it in Iron Man, classic Iron Man, Lee Labrada versus Paul Dillette on one side, big bad Paul Dillette on one side, and full-blown Kevin LeBron on the other side. Each man stood about, I would imagine, to be almost a foot taller than Lee Labrada. However, when they stood them up together, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, you didn't even realize that you stopped looking at the other athletes and you focused entirely on Lee Labrada, because the details the details. It was like the confused eye just stopped looking for everyone else, and you zeroed in on the thing that had the most amazing spectacle going on. That was Lee Labrada. That was the detail that
That's
he
why you
talked
can't
about.
judge a bodybuilder by wearing a t-shirt.
Well, yeah, bro, yeah.
I saw Sadiq Milan, great bodybuilder from Europe, come third at the New York Pro in 2019. Backstage, he was one of probably the lighter bodybuilders, but he came in such great shape, great condition. When we stripped off, he deserved and got third out of a really good lineup. He beat some great names, Justin Rodriguez, I think even John De La Rosa, some homegrown talents, because he was just in such great shape and the detail was phenomenal. So,
Absolutely right. And you got it.
yes, sir. All right, man.
Boom.
Finish some ab work. So I'm just gonna do some abs. This is my like cool down kind of thing. I do it after every session.
down time.
Yeah, it's my switch off. So I'm gonna do a couple of ab exercises and then we're done. I just want to say thanks one more time to Kai for his time and his efforts and his friendship and just spending some time together. It's cool. We're gonna be hanging out more. Hopefully after. Well, we are. We'll hang out more after the league and do some stuff. Hopefully catch some good workouts. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, check out all the previous videos on Redcon1. And just, like I said, we're trying to get the channel to 100,000 subs. It's really close. So from me, Kai, Redcon Gym, Danica, and everyone at Redcon, gracias and have a great day. And we'll see you soon.